A few months ago, I made a video talking about the possible fifth member of the Beatles. In the video, I nominated the likes of Brian Epstein for helping the band in the marketing side of things, George Martin for educating the boys when it comes to producing an album, and then of course Pete Best, Yoko Ono, and Billy Preston. However, I don't know how I completely forgot that there's one man who already had the title of the fifth Beatle, given by the people, a man that was almost as famous as the Fab Four in the UK, and the craziest thing is, he was not a musician. Believe it or not, for quite a few years, because of his fame and his reputation as the first football superstar, George Best was seen as the fifth Beatle. Football was always popular in the UK, but footballers not as much. However, with one-liners like, "I quit alcohol in 1969, it was the worst 20 minutes of my life," George became a mainstream sensation. Of course, popularity wasn't the only thing that linked George to the band. His haircut, and the fact that his debut at Man United was in 1963, just like the Beatles released their first album that same year, were also a factor. Also, in the mid-60s, when the Beatles were going through their drug phase, George was also in the news constantly because of his lack of discipline and problems with alcohol. And the funniest thing about this is that George is one of the biggest legends to ever play for Man United, and as a lot of you know, the Beatles are from Liverpool, Man United's biggest rivals. So it makes sense that George never met the band. It's well known that the Beatles were not big sports fans, and even if they were, meeting with who probably was the best player of Merseyside's #1 enemy was probably not in their plans.